Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to this exciting podcast series called Comfort Conversation where resilience meets reflection. In today's episode, we'll be dealing with the parent-child psychology and also what issues does the parent face while handling the children and what issues does a child face while handling the parent. And now let's just dive deeper into the parent-child psychology and also try to explore on the deeper parts of the issues that they face, like might be the adjustment that they have within the partnership, or might be the parent is trying to understand the child and the child is trying to understand the parent. But it also happens to be that when the children and the parent try to have a partnership together, it doesn't give a collaborative feeling. So to get the parent, the child and the psychology part a merger, we'll be doing this podcast today. Today amongst us we have Mrs. Sharanya Sriram, who has been a children's storyteller and author since 10 years, and we'll be having her views on parent-child psychology, and also she trying to explain us about how children behave and how do also parents behave in that collaborative partnership. When a child misbehaves, uh, what is it that they are trying to communicate to you? What do you think? Is it misbehavior because the child wants to do it in a certain way, or is it because you are not listening to them?
Oh, actually, you've answered it. It is point number 2 first. Because I think Akash and our case, most of the answers are with each other. Okay, so let's look at the question first. It's in 2 parts. So when a child misbehaves, why is the child misbehaving is the first part of the question. So generally, we want the child to behave in a certain way, of course, in publicly or in certain spaces. When a child misbehaves, at that point of time, to correct the child immediately may not be the right. I think at that point of time, your mind is also heated, and child's mind is also heated. Of course, it's not that every time it's going to be the same answer. But I think that point of time may not be the right time to explain.
Okay.
This kind of misbehavior sometimes comes up when they're lacking attention at home. They're not having people to listen to them, so they tend to misbehave or do things to basically attract attention. Okay. They do that so that they wantonly drop water. They shout, they scream.
Yes,
to get that attention
absolutely.
from people around.
Yeah.
This generally happens for that reason, and it kind of stems from a lot of them wanting people to look at them.
Absolutely.
So that's the first part.
Okay.
The second part is, I think, after a certain time, it is important to reprimand the child in a more calm way. That I didn't like the way things were done. Okay. But I would like to know, why is it that you behaved the way you did? Okay. There must have been some reason, right? That kind of triggered you to do it a certain way.
Absolutely.
But this is not the you. How did you not? I mean, how did you behave the way you did? Because I know you.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect you, and this is not you. What happened? So then the child tends to reflect and think, oh, okay, yeah, you know what, this thing didn't go well. And sometimes, many times, it is unrelated to the main topic. It is something
Absolutely.
else that happened during the day,
Hmm.
and they kind of removed it under a certain situation because it just was a lid and then attack. It burst. So that could
absolutely.
also be the case. And these are the reasons why I feel that they misbehave, A, and B, at that point, to strike the iron when it's hot may not be the right thing to do. To kind of let them calm down,
Okay.
walk it off.
Hmm.
Walk it off too, because I think then you will also phrase your answers or questions better.
Absolutely.
You're also more receptive to listen. So I think that's a good time. Yeah.
Okay. So that gets me to the follow-up question, I would say. We have heard about children misbehaving. You said that the children have certain behaviors already hidden behind them, and that comes out when the parent is trying to talk, the certain other stress tries to come out. Also, like, how can parents differentiate this now, this part, is the child actually misbehaving, or is it like discipline issues coming forward? So I would say, is the emotional stress coming out in the child, like you said, in certain parts the emotional stress comes out, or is it actually the disciplinary issues, that the current generation is facing, the parent does not have an idea, how to, cope, how to handle children's emotion, I would say, not child per se, but children's emotion. And that's, clearly creating a disciplinary issue. That's what I feel. But what are your thoughts around this?
Okay, there is a sense of time sensitivity that is there amongst parents, because time is not available in plenty. And I totally respect parents' jobs. It's the same case for me also. We are all bound by, we just have those same 24 hours. Nobody has anything extra. No, I mean, you can do anything you want, but that's not going to increase. It's 24 hours.
Absolutely.
So, firstly, I think we need to kind of prioritize quantity of time to quality time. Okay. As parents, if we spend good quality time with our parents, with our children, and with our family, I do not think we need to spend longer hours. Spending longer hours not listening to them, not interacting, makes no difference. Makes no meaning to them. But if you spend that quality time with them when they are receptive, because that is when, we spoke a little earlier, where they let their guard down.
Yes.
They speak, watching a movie and you're kind of discussing something that's happening. These are the things, which makes it easier for them to behave.
Absolutely.
Now, coming back, does this stem into a discipline issue? Because the constant misbehavior, does it deal to it? I think not reprimanded or not schooled at the right time, or in the right way, could lead to continuous disciplinary issues.
Okay.
Have you seen children constantly late for the school bus? They have this thing that 7:30 bus comes, I need to be there only at 7:30.
Okay.
And at 7:31 they are still in the lift, and they're like, it's okay. It's okay for the bus to wait. It stems from these small things.
Okay.
That value of time. We are making a bus full of 15 children wait for that 3 minutes. So why would you want to do that? Just be on time, come in a little earlier.
Absolutely.
And when you as a parent or a grandparent or a guardian or a caregiver are like, theek hai na, wait kar lenge wo. So you have instilled that discipline of saying it's okay. Let them wait. They are supposed to wait for you. You take 2 minutes, it's okay. That's not okay. Okay. So when you broad brush certain behaviors and you are saying it's okay, it tends to become a big boogeyman. Okay. But if I think these are smaller things, but if at some point of time the child misbehaves, which is out of character, I strongly feel that at that time you let the steam pass and then you ask them why they behave like that.
Okay.
Which is not their general normal way of behavior, then you ask them. Continuous misbehaviors does lead to disciplinary issues, which will then slowly become their way of life at home, at school, later on at work,
because,
and then
and that gets me to the next question actually. Because as an adult, how do you see the child growing up, with the disciplinary issues? So if the child has had disciplinary issues since this young, as an adult, will he or she actually show up on time, or so that's a pretty much personal question, but I'm trying to understand that as a child, the child has had disciplinary issues. As an adult, that suddenly doesn't vanish away. So how does that come up, according to you?
It's a great question. Now, we've seen a little boy who was a slightly younger to me. Okay, maybe 10 years younger to me.
Okay.
Not slightly, but still 10 years. Okay. And it used to start with them going to school, being called out, and they used to go, and at that time these fancy tags of coordinators and all were not there. Schools didn't have these consultants and all, and I'm talking 25 years ago. So look at that. So at that point of time, I used to see the mother, coming and talking to my mom, and venting it out and saying, this is what we are facing, and my mom used to help or whatever. this continued to school.
Hmm.
10th standard became a, like bus pass ho jaye wo, bus pass ho jaye. It became that. Somehow he cleared 10th, somehow he cleared 12th.
Okay.
Then they paid huge amounts of money to kind of put him into a college, so that somehow he gets in through that college. So you have kind of okayed everything. It is okay to not be great at school. I'm not saying marks.
No,
I'm only
no.
saying behavior.
Behavior, absolutely.
Okay, behavior is the only thing I'm worried about. It's okay. It's okay 10th. It's okay 12th. We have tons of money. We'll pay you and get you through, college. Which ideally should have been, him saying, I will get it on my own way, So he doesn't get to choose that also. Whichever college is okay with accepting him with that bag load of money was good for him.
Okay.
And later on, obviously through recommendation, he got a job, Everywhere, none of it was his merit.
Okay.
None of it was because he understood his character. He didn't know what are his strong points, what does he like, what does he want to do,
Okay.
what makes him happy. None of it came out. And today, when he is 35 and 38, he's lost. He's at a job which he's not happy, but he's got because somebody has, recommended him.
Yeah.
So he's pushing his way every day to work. And how long is it going to get sustained?
Absolutely.
It's somewhere it's going to snap. And even today, the same phone calls continue with my mom. His mom calling up my mom and saying, "Arey, this is the problem." How has life changed? And this is where we need people like you who can probably just explain that, either at school level or at college level or at an adult level or when he joins a workforce, how he can probably change for the better.
Yeah, improve himself for the better.
So continuous misbehaviors is going to definitely lead to a failure at some point of time. That's a given.
Okay.
And if really 1 in a million case you find where he was not doing well and he's doing great right now, good for you. But I always feel such successes are short-lived, and they also do not know how to deal with it. You would have also heard, then many of these times when they win these Kaun Banega Karodpati and all these things,
absolutely.
they earn tons of money at that point of time. So they're very happy with it because they know how to. They have won it in the short way.
The instant money
So
you
they
can
and they don't know how to use their money for a longer period of time. So they've all sold their land or something like that and got lots of money, and now they don't know how to use it. So again, continuous misbehavior, continuous discipline issues will lead to, unfastening that buckle at some point of time where it's just gonna let go.
Absolutely.
So, too long.
Let me clarify
so
for my
yeah.
audience, therapists do not judge you. And, therapists will look at your problem through your eyes.
Yeah.
We will not go it our way. We will make sure, you are benefited at the end of the session. If you are not benefited, you can change a therapist. But if you are benefited, I am sure, there is something that needs to be tackled in your life.
And that you're, kind of fixed and you're slowly moving forward.
Exactly, absolutely. And so that gets me to the conclusion of the session. Thank you so much, Sharanya, for being here today on the podcast.
Such a pleasure, Akansha. I loved it here and loved talking to you.
Same here.
I think we got some answers to our own questions
Exactly,
too in the
yeah.
process, And lovely being here. Thank you so much. And I really
Yes.
hope people benefit from what we spoke and
Absolutely.
they're able to relate to what we all think.
Yes.
And I think we can all just say that if they do like it, they can come back, reach out, and we can see
Yeah,
that this
exactly.
takes
So if you have liked, this podcast, you can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook channels. And also you can, for further updates, reach out to us through Instagram or through WhatsApp. Our details of the website, what is Comfort Counseling, what all areas do we deal in, everything is there. You just need to access it. Take the first step. Come to us, just say a hi, and you can say, I am not clear about this problem. So, you can also just say that, hi, I want to talk. We are here for you. You can just reach out to us anytime. And of course, as we are ending this podcast now, I would like to, conclude and say that, we have covered a lot of topics about parenting, psychology, child psychology, how all of these three come together, about artificial intelligence, affecting your decision making ability, and all of these points, come to a solution that if you have an issue, if you have a problem, you should not be afraid to visit a psychologist. You should not be afraid to visit a therapist or a counselor. They are the ones who will understand you on the non-judgmental basis. They are the ones who will come back to you when you are facing a tougher issue in your life. So when you are actually facing a tough issue in your life, you have to reach out to us. That's the first step only you need to take. Once you have reached out, just remember, everything is taken care of. We are confidential, we are non-judgmental, we do not
Impartial.
Exactly, we do not, we provide you a safe space to talk. So the reason, we have concluded this episode and the whole season of Comfort Conversation is because, we want the audience to understand importance of sports psychology, importance of parenting psychology, child psychology, workplace psychology, and psychology is spread into many areas at this point, and we just want the audience to have the awareness that there is such a thing existing in this generation. Don't hesitate to reach us out. For further information, you can comment on the YouTube box, the comment box below, and for any other personal questions, you can DM me directly on the WhatsApp or on the Instagram pages. We are available everywhere. So it was a great time, talking to you all about these topics, and I've really had a wonderful time with you, Shanna. So,
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Such
Thank
a
you
wonderful
so,
evening.
Yes, you too. Thank you so much.